All right, greetings everyone, and welcome to the stream. It's evening for me, but good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is in your part of the galaxy. Hope you're making it a great day today. Got some GACs we can play. I don't know. I looked at the matchups. They look just like the matchups that we've been fighting all along. Big opponents with a bunch of stuff, and we got to try to pick our way through it. So, I don't know. I set up for a little bit of story time. Tell you guys a story. Maybe you guys can tell me a story. Tell me some of your life stories as well. Because, I've had interesting learning moments, things that I can always look back on and say, hey, there was a moment that I learned something. And, hey, if you got those lessons too, maybe we all could learn something from you. So I'm interested to know what y'all's like, not your biggest event in your life or not whatever, but just like these little things, conversations, situations where you learn something. You look back and you think, man, a lot of other people could benefit from that wisdom too. I don't know. I like sharing that kind of stuff with people. I tell a lot of stories at work. And to be honest, the people at work kind of joke with me about it. And they're like, here he comes. Must be story time. Now, I've made it clear to the folks that work with me that if I ever start telling them stories, if I ever start like making examples out of stuff or trying to, teach a life lesson or something like that, and they're either not in the mood or there's other stuff to be done, just cut me off. It's fine. Like, I try to share with people, but sometimes it's not the right time or not the right mood or there's just other work to be done. So I give everybody permission to just kick me out if I get too talkative. But, and it's funny because sometimes the people at work will say, oh man, I got to listen to all your stories. But then something will happen and somebody will quote back to you one of your own stories in how we handle it or how we figure out what to do next. And that's a pretty good feeling, when you've shared something with people, they roll their eyes at you. But then like a year later, it comes back and they say, oh yeah, that's like that story you told about, whatever. And they remember it. So it's a proven thing that people have a tendency to remember things better in story format, but it's kind of it's something that a lot of people don't do these days. Everything's videos and internet, and there's not a lot of just sitting down and sharing experiences with each other. So, yeah. Kyber Soze says, join me up in Kyber too. It's a roller coaster. You go 3-0, 0-3, 3-0. You get the picture. Yeah, that's a steep roller coaster. David Ductro says, Merry Conquest Eve to all those who celebrate. I'm not sure if it's a celebration or a vigil. Let's see. Some kind of a ritual to acknowledge the sacrifice of time that's about to be made. Light some candles, sacrifice like 16 hours of your life to Conquest in the next week. How much time do you guys spend in Conquest? Because I even trying to minimize it, I still spend, I don't know, just kind of doing the minimum possible. It's still probably an hour or more a day. It really feels like a lot. I should I should time myself. I mean, there's no value in it. If it was a certain amount of time, it wouldn't change anything. Just scientifically like to know how much of my time I'm wasting in Conquest. Shaw Wolf says, where's the hawk and the eagle? And then immediately cat says hi. Not a hawk or an eagle, but we'll get a cat. Kyber Soze says, for a life story, there was this one time at band camp. That's a phenomenal line, right? just like that one line drop in a movie, but everybody remembers that that line because it just comes out of nowhere, right? Like the girl who says it is completely, you don't expect her to say it. Yeah, it's a pretty funny line. Kyber Soze says, I'll celebrate that, David. I love Conquest. I was preparing my teams before the stream. Nice. Yeah, I've prepared nothing. I prepared a video for you guys to watch of my account update for tomorrow. So I did the Darth Loquitur account update and prepared that. That's it. That's all I've done. No Conquest prep. So I'll share a story with you guys up front and see what y'all think of it, and then maybe we'll share another one later on. But I was working, and I had let's say I'd been an engineer at the plant for quite some time, so I knew all the people working there, and I got promoted to production manager. So I was in charge of the production crew. I had the supervisors working for me, but it was all people that I'd been around for a lot of years, and so I thought that was kind of like, mutual respect there. And you find out pretty quickly when you get promoted to a leadership position that some of the relationships that you have with people are different than you think. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But there was this one particular day where two of the guys that I worked with for a long time did something kind of on their own. They weren't asked to do it or told to do it. They just kind of saw that it needed to be done and they got busy doing it. And it helped a lot. They didn't need to be micromanaged. They just took care of it. And I was very appreciative. So I thought, again, I was relatively new in the position, and I was trying to find some way to let people know that I appreciated it. So one day production was kind of slow, and I asked them, I said, hey, you guys want to go out to lunch today? And they're like, what for? And I said, yeah, that thing you guys did. And I said, thank you and all that, but I don't have a whole lot of ways. Within the company that I was working for at the time, there wasn't like a recognition program or a system that I could use to give them a bonus or anything like that. So it was basically a thanks and a pat on the back. So I thought, hey, it wouldn't be out of line, right? I could just take them out to lunch. So I asked them if they wanted to go out to lunch, and of course they both said, oh yeah, sure, if you want to take us out to lunch, that's fine. So we didn't go any place fancy. This factory that I was working in was in a relatively small town, but they had a decent restaurant there. So I took them out to lunch and bought them lunch. And I don't know, it seemed to go okay. We sat there, we talked, and ate lunch. I got back to the plant, and a couple hours later, my boss came down and stormed down into my office, and he was not looking happy, and he said, asked me if I took these guys out to lunch, and I said, yeah. And he said, why'd you do that? And I said, well, I thought it'd be nice. I thought it'd be a nice gesture to take them out to lunch. And he's like, kid, lunch with the boss is never a reward. Like these guys don't want to be perceived as favorites. They don't want to go out and get a sandwich with you and then have other people asking what happened. They don't want to sit there eating, wondering if you're judging them for what they order or how they eat. Like nobody just wants to go to lunch with the boss. That's not a reward. That's not a nice thing. So I thought, well, you're full of beans, man, because if you ask me out to lunch right now, I would go to lunch, and I would be happy to go to lunch with the boss. Like why wouldn't I want to go to lunch with my boss? So it kind of upset me, and I thought, here I tried to do this nice thing, and I ended up getting in trouble from my boss. So what do you guys think? Whose side are you on? If you're somebody's supervisor, and you think it would be a nice gesture to take somebody out for lunch, Is that a reward? Can you do that? Should you do that? Would people enjoy it? Would you enjoy it if your boss asked you out for lunch, or would it just be like creepy and awkward? I'm curious to know what you all think of that situation, which side of it you land on. Because again, this is a subtle life lesson for me. I took something away from it, but I'll share that with you after you guys tell me. All right. Zaid says hello. Vitor's in here. Shawwolf said I would say it depends on who your boss is. Zaid says the tragedy of Darth Plagueis, the middle manager. Nisa says I can see both sides. It depends on your relationship with the boss. Judd Singh says I just went to lunch with my boss on Thursday, but I guess it depends on your field. Yeah. Kyber Soze says I'm wondering if a blue collar versus white collar difference. Because I'm in the white-collar world, and I'm specifically talking finance, lunch with the boss is definitely a reward. Zaid says, I'd love to have Whataburger with you, DL. Yeah. Kith Canum says, I get his perspective, but to me, free lunch is always appreciated. So, yeah, I think what I took away from that is a lot in line with what you guys are saying. And there are people for whom taking them out to lunch is fine. And different people have very different personalities. So the mistake that I made was not thinking about the personalities of the people that I was taking out to lunch. And you don't want there to be a gap between the hourly people and the staff people, but they create it whether you want it or not. So once you get to a certain level, you do have to maintain that separation. And I think the point that he was trying to make is that when I was an engineer, it was fine to be friends with these guys and go buy them lunch. But when you get put in a position of authority, then you could be perceived as playing favorites with people. You have to be very careful about that. So with my team, as it is today, I mean, I do still take my staff out to lunch. 1 or 2 at a time to make it personal, so it's not a big group, for the people who like it. And for the people who don't really like that kind of thing, I'll offer to have lunch brought in for them. Hey, I'm ordering lunch today on DoorDash. Do you want me to grab you something? And I've got a little better system set up at my plant now for rewards and recognition where I can just hand somebody a certificate that they can use to buy company gear. We got hats and shirts and stuff with the company's name on it. And basically we have a recognition program where you can get points and eventually buy yourself stuff. So if people want to buy themselves, a shirt or whatever they want, they can. It's not up to me. I'm not like handing them a thing. They get choice in the matter. So if somebody does something really nice, I could say, hey, you want to go to lunch? Or I can say, hey, here's a reward card. Turn it in for whatever you want. So I got a little better tools, but yeah, it really is interesting how people's perception of you changes when you have employment authority. When you can hire and fire people from their jobs, they view you differently. Even if you're the same person, that authority changes your relationship in some way. So it's interesting. And yeah, in that particular situation, he was right. And I probably should not have taken those 2 particular guys out to lunch. And in hindsight, it probably was a bit awkward for them. But they're not going to say no either. They're not going to tell me no, they don't want to go to lunch. So it turned out kind of, yeah, it's weird. It bothered me so much at the time. Like I lost sleep over it. After he told me that, I was like, man, I was just trying to do the right thing and started second guessing everything. And yeah, it was a little bit of a life lesson for me. But pick your audience, know, like you said, if you got a good relationship with your boss or you're in finance or something like that, I mean, it's all good. So there's nothing wrong with it. But But yeah, it's not an automatic thing. And at that time in my life, I just automatically thought, hey, if the boss takes you out and buys you lunch, that's a reward, right? Not always. Not always. Nisa says, as Scrooge McDuck says, oh, my favorite kind of food. Food I don't pay for. Boris Balkan says, hey, good luck, DL. All right, well, I suppose we could go in and play some GACs. I had another similar experience to that, like 10 years later. A small thing that came up that, again, I didn't believe it at first. But when I had my first opportunity to work as a plant manager, to be the guy in charge of everything, I was working at a plant that ran 24 hours a day. So what makes sense to me, or what made sense to me at the time, I wanted to get there early enough to check with the late shift. And then if you work through the day shift, you get to see them. And then you get to see second shift, or if it's 12-hour shifts or whatever. If you show up at the right time, you can see everybody every day. So I was doing that for months. And then I did like this little opinion poll. I mean, when you take over a new job like that, people are waiting to see who you are and all that stuff. So it's if you ask people right away, like, how are things going, you don't get very good feedback. But I talked to the HR person, and they got some feedback. And one of the feedback that came back from several of the people was the hours that I was working. And you would think that, like, working a lot of hours as the boss sets a good example. People don't want to see a lazy boss, right? So you're there early, and you work through the whole day. So I was talking with the HR person, and they said, you gotta either come in later or go home earlier. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why does that even make sense? And they said, look, the group here, they've had absentee managers the whole time. It was a small private family-owned company, and the management, the family, they'd come in, they'd check on things, they'd stay for an hour or two, and then they'd leave. And basically the staff ran the plant. Well, with me showing up and being there all the time, like, the early people were trying to get there before me. The people who stayed late were trying to stay later than me, and everybody was just irritated because I was there for too many hours. And, like, if you're already there when the boss shows up, then you can leave at any time and not feel guilty, right? If you show up and the boss leaves before you do, you can leave anytime and it feels all right. But if the boss is working a 10-hour day, 12-hour day, and you're trying to be there and you don't want to, he was already there when you got there and you're leaving before he leaves, it makes people, like, super uncomfortable. I thought that was also a bunch of beans. I was like, nah, it's crazy. Nobody cares what hours you work. Like, it's not a big deal. But I did change my hours, and it did help a lot with how people perceived me. And it was the weirdest thing, So I just started showing up a little later in the morning, and then the early people could get there before me, and it magically made things okay. It was so weird. I never would have, and still to this day when I think about it, like, it wouldn't affect me like that, I don't think. But it certainly did for the staff there. So, yeah, if you're a supervisor, don't work circles around your people, because it makes it feel like you expect them to do the same thing every day. All right, let's take a look at the opponent. Jedi Gaucho 01. He's with the A Ultima Resistance. Ultima, yeah, probably Ultima Resistencia. Something like that. 9.2 million galactic power, 3.7 in ships, 5.5 in characters. Galactic Warp, battles won, almost 30,000. That's 7 years. Good Lord. All these people have been playing the game since it came out. All right, let's see. Executor, Malevolence, Negotiator. Profundity's 4 stars. No Leviathans to deal with yet. So that's good. Character-wise, 6 GLs. Luke, Kenobi, SLKR, Lord Vader, Sith Eternal, Jabba the Hutt. Oof. Just missing Rey and Leia, huh? Okay, so what else we got in here? General Skywalker is in. These are all requirement characters. Starkiller's in the house. Malgus is here at Relic 5. Sith Triumvirate is relicked. Droideka. Okay. And then Night Sister. So we got some non-standard teams to work with here. Yeah, full relic Night Sister team. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at mods, just see how fast our opponent is here. Cat 347. That's respectable. .326, next fastest on Maul. So we don't have a lot of supersonic characters, but he does have some decent mods. Let's go down a couple rows, see how Piet's doing, like 309 maybe, 297. Okay, so we've got some speed. He's got okay speed. We'll have to pay attention. Mara Jade's fast, so if we see the Starkiller team, we're gonna have to look at speeds there. All right, let's get in and take a look and see what they left for us. Jabba the Hutt and Kenobi, that's a showstopper. I don't think I can beat both of those characters. We would have to be able to beat Kenobi with Sith Eternal, which is not easy for us. Relic 8, Cat Relic 7, and Padme. We could try to CLS this Jabba maybe. But if we can't get through Kenobi, I don't know how much I want to spend on them. Alright, what do we got up here? We do have the Starkiller team. Mara Jade has to be 333. She's not. Okay. So we're going to be, if we want to Imperial Trooper that, we'll act at 402. So we can take on that team. Oh man, the Sith Triumvirate up here. The Sith Triumvirate up here. That team is nasty to deal with. And then we've also got Bad Batch down here with a Omega Cron. Inflict armor shreds whenever she uses a basic ability. Damages an enemy with armor shred and inflict expose. Trying so hard to make that character useful. The Dash Rendar team in here too. Okay. Alright, so we can trooper this. We can... Man, what are we going to use against Bad Batch with that Datacron? CLS probably. Yeah, if we can't beat Kenobi, then maybe we just leave Jabba alone too. Got Radis down here as well. We got Qui-Gon Jinn. We can deal with Qui-Gon, I think. Oof. Too much good stuff this guy has. We could just start with the troopers. Take a look at that. I think the 5th trooper in this particular setup, the 5th trooper is going to be more important than a Datacron, so we'll add the stormtrooper in there. We'll have to drain turn meter right away because Gideon's acting at 402, and I don't think we have enough bridge to get to Piet. All right, there's a gap there. So 358, so 360 basically, and 35 is 395. So with 10% turn meter, he should still be fast enough to beat Mara Jade, but I don't want to risk it. It's close. Yeah, never mind. She'll get bonus turn meter, so we have to do the drain right away. We'll have to drain instantly. All right. I was in my boss's wedding, so lunch with the boss isn't awkward, says Gift Canum. Nice. Yeah. I'm one of 3 people directly under my supervisor. Our relationship is pretty close, so it's not a big deal. But if my boss's boss took me out, I'd be nervous. That's fair. That's fair. Ziggy says he won the first 2 rounds, got a super hard opponent the 3rd round today. Took out like 3 teams and they set up to full clear. Yikes. Judson says, you don't want to feel the pressure of having your boss work longer than you. Puts pressure on them to work longer too. Yeah. Ultima Resistencia means last resistance on Spanish. I wonder if it's something like that. Yeah, it seems like it's Spanish. Yep. Nisa says, looks as hard as my GAC, not good. Being the boss isn't hard, but it's really counterintuitive at times. Micromanaging is bad, but not being there to support your people is also bad. Lots of golden mean situations where all or nothing are both bad. Yeah. It is true. It really is a balance. It really is a balance. I mean, I try to keep a good relationship with my folks, and sometimes it works, and sometimes people, for whatever reason, they don't like the connection just doesn't happen. So just, got to keep it professional and keep them motivated and keep people working. So not everybody will like you in your career even if you try to be a good boss. So it's hard to balance sometimes. Kyber Soze says, I think arriving early, leaving late, keeping good optics with the boss is generational. Our generation definitely applies to. Plenty of younger people walking out the door at 4:55. And guess whose glass-walled office is right next to the exit, boss lady? There's young folks leaving early. Don't give 2 wet farts. Yeah. It's interesting. People talk about the generational thing, but I don't know that it's generational. I mean, when I was growing up, when I first got my first couple jobs out of college, when I look back at that, I had the same kind of colleagues that we have today. I literally, there were 2 engineers at the plant. I was one of them. There was another guy that had the exact same job that I did, and he made phone calls from work to manage his rental properties. He came and went when it was convenient for him. And, he had his own schedule. He was twice as old as me. And, he didn't care. He didn't respect the situation at the company. That was, I tell you guys, that was like one of the most awkward moments. When I got hired at that place, the boss set me up with this guy and said, hey, this is the guy here. He's already working as an engineer, blah, blah. He knows everything. He'll show you the ropes. And then the boss just kind of left me in this guy's office. And as soon as the boss walked out, this other engineer looked at me and said, hey, they just hired you so they could fire me, right? And that was like the first thing this guy said to me. So how do you think that relationship was? Good Lord. Super awkward. And then, like I said, he just really did a mediocre job and came and went as he pleased. And eventually they did let him go. But, yeah, it didn't have anything to do with me. I'm pretty sure of that. But there was an article that I read one time, and it was about how the world is just kind of going to heck in a handbasket. And it's talking about all kinds of different things. It says, that young people today don't respect the same traditions on clothing. Nobody wears a uniform anymore. Like the accepted means and morals have gone down, and just like all this. Basically, if we don't stop this, we're all going to end up, going to the unhappy place. And the interesting thing was, you read this whole article. Uh-oh, Mara Jade got hidden. This is going to go badly for me. Dark Trooper down. Yikes! Should have taken Palpatine. Oh no. I got busy talking, wasn't paying attention. Okay, well there's that. Oh no. Yeah, definitely should have went on Palpatine instead of Mara Jade, but mistakes were made. So anyway, so this article like talked about all the stuff that's going wrong. And you read the article and you're like nodding your head and you're going, yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah, I can't believe it. Like this is really accurate. And then at the end of the article, the guy says that this is a translation from something that was written in like 1565. And it was just, the old language was modernized so that you didn't know it. But the contents of this letter from like the 1600s, it felt like the exact same situation that you might face today. And so I think it's always easy for the older generations to look back and say that the younger generations are different. But I think the truth is some people want to work and some people just don't, You guys have heard me give my lecture on what it takes to be a good employee, right? It only takes two very small, simple things. Very small, simple things to be a good employee. Two very small, simple things. One of them is that you have to be able to care just even one tiny little bit about the success of your company. If you go to work every day and you hate the company, you hate the boss, you think they're taking advantage of you, you think corporations are out to get the little guy, and that you're just like a cog in the wheel and all that stuff. If that's your thought process and you're just going to work and doing what you have to do to collect a paycheck, and then at the end of the day, you're unhappy and they're unhappy with you, and you're never going to be considered a good employee, because it's employment is a contract that you're trading, right? The company has an idea, they have something that's worth money, a service that they're trying to produce or give. As an employee, your labor is helping them to make that or do that or give that service. And you're trading your time for their money. And some people just really, they never understand this idea that if you could just get engaged just even a tiny little bit, and if you're making a product, make it good. If you're giving a service, give the service with a smile. If you're doing customer service, even when the customers are angry at you, don't get mad. Don't think about it as how I'm dealing with this particular customer from an emotional standpoint. It's your job to make that customer want to stay a customer. So do your job. Help your company. Help your company get what they want. And if you ever say, well, the company's unethical, like the company I'm working for is shady, they're doing illegal stuff, like I can't be part of it. Well, then don't. Leave. Like if you can't be part of what the company's doing, or you think you have ethical problems with them, then go somewhere else. But I'm telling you, the difference between somebody with the potential to be a good employee and the person who is a good employee is often just that one of them acts like they care. Even just a little bit. It doesn't have to be like you show up in the morning and suck up to the boss and, oh my God, I love working for this company. It's not, that's ridiculous. It's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm just talking about if you're doing your job, do it on behalf of the company and do it well. That is a big step toward being a good employee. The other thing is communicate. You know, still to this day, I have people in their 40s come into my office. They're all bent out of shape. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. You know, I did this and I did that and I talked to this guy, and, you know, spin this big story about how they've been treated unfairly. And you say, well, did you talk to your supervisor about it? Well, no. Well, he knows. Well, okay, don't guess that he knows. Did you or did you not talk to your supervisor? Ask for help. Well, no, I never talked to him. Well, if you don't have a conversation, if you don't act like an adult, in 5th grade we used to run around on the playground and then tell on our friends later. That's not how life works. Have an adult conversation. You know, just go up to your supervisor and say, hey, there's some stuff I need you to look into. And don't go flailing around like you're going to sue the company or something. Just ask for help. You know, be normal. Be an adult. If you can do those two things, if you can care a little bit about the company, and if you can communicate, you'll go far. That's 1 or 2 promotions there already. Oh, yeah. Nice. Kids these days is complaint that at least goes back to ancient Greece. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have 0 staff at my location. I don't care whether they get there or when they leave. I care that the work gets done. Yeah, there's, you can do results-based management, right? As long as you've got good results, you earn your freedom. If people want to work from home, you can work from home some days, sometimes, you know. If your work's done and it's done well and it's done right, and you can work from home, then you earn that. Yeah, no, for sure. I completely agree with that. Gaucho means you were born in Rio Grande do Sul in Brazil. Nice. Oh, this is a Portuguese account. Cool, Andre. My furthest people are greater than a kilometer away, so. Jose says, hey, DL, what's the order of galactic legends you'd go for in the Lex Talionis account? And are you still planning for first relic with the trooper? Yeah, I mean, first relic with a trooper is good for assault battles. I still think like the first 3 relics that you would go for on an account like the Lex Talionis project would be like 1 trooper, Darth Vader, and Dash Rendar for closing out the Smuggler's Run as soon as possible. So I think those 3 in whatever order they get to Gear 12 and get relicked is fine. But I think that represents a pretty strong first 3 relics for any account these days. Kids these days don't pay attention while playing GAC. Yeah, fair enough. Brady says, it's funny though, as a history teacher, those statements always said about the kids. Some of the oldest writings we have in Siberian are about how lazy a man's daughter is. Aristotle and Plato both wrote about how horrible future generations are, but man, in class I see so many kids who will grow up to be cool people. That's awesome, Brady. That's well spoken, well said. Yeah. Whiskey Hoarder says, hard times make strong men and easy times make weak men, but from now forward it will always be easy in terms of access to food and entertainment and shelter. There is some truth to that. There is some truth to that. The question is whether or not being a manly man serves a benefit. So if you are a pure evolutionist, you would say, well, once we all start getting soft and lose some of those predatory instincts, then we as a species are less for it. So there is some logic to that. But I think in the grand scheme of things, like, 5,000 years from now, running out in the woods and chasing after an animal with a gun or a knife probably isn't going to be considered acceptable in any way. So at some point, animal rights will catch up with human rights, and the idea that people can just go around killing whatever they want will probably stop. The idea of physical combat, MMA, stuff like that is entertainment. But I think if you look at the amount of adult men or women who have been in a real fight, has to be percentage-wise far less than it's ever been in the history of the world. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. I don't know that we're missing out on some evolutionary advantage because of it. But, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's worth buying arrow magnifiers with crystals for the Executor, or do I need to go for a guild doing raids with Mark III? At some point, my recommendation, if you're in a guild that's not doing the current raid, you should only be in that guild for long enough to get, like, Leia, Rebel Officer Leia from Lightside Hoth, Wat Tambor from Darkside Geo. Getting those characters is nice. So if you spend, like, let's say 3 to 5 months in a low-level guild that's doing those kinds of things to get those shards. But after that, you need to be in a guild that's doing the new and relevant raid. So yes, I would suggest getting into a guild that's getting Mark III tokens. You need it for arrow magnifiers, and it helps a lot with Zinbittle cards and other stuff when you don't need arrow magnifiers. All right. I hope been around to too many parts of the world that are still struggling, and it doesn't take too much to slip back. Judd Singh says, I have a hard time with the loyalty line of thinking, though. They will always say they're like family and treat you like crap and expect you to keep coming back because that's part of what the family does. Some suffering is necessary. So let's talk about the treat you like crap part. I had somebody literally say that to me about my factory a couple weeks back. The heat in Texas has been insane all summer in Texas, and it just keeps going on and on with 100 degrees, 106, 103, just brutal heat. And somebody said, hey, we had to work a Saturday, and they're like, oh, you can't work a Saturday. I said, okay, what? Why not? Well, it's not fair. It's not respectful. It's this heat, and it's going to be hard to work Saturday. And, well, customers made more orders than we can complete in a week. I'm already giving people extra time on breaks during their shifts so they can get cooled off, providing drinks. We're providing free ice pops for everybody, electrolytes. Like, the amount of stuff that we give to people to try to make them comfortable in the work environment and keep them hydrated, let them take longer breaks that the company's paying for. We do a lot of stuff, but it's never enough. It's never enough. No matter what you do for people, they'll ask for more and more and more and more, and then they'll tell you at some point that you're mistreating them. Some people will. So, yeah, if a company's truly treating you like crap, just leave. But before you do, think about what you've got versus, and I'm not saying this out of your comment, I'm just saying in general that I feel like we as a company are very generous to people, and they still make comments like, hey, you're trying to take advantage of us. David Dutrow says, with 14 total Imperial troopers and remnant characters, how are you thinking of splitting them? And then they're talking about assault battles. Okay. So the split for me, I think the remnant team is going to be a thing. And then I think the other two teams take care of themselves. So if you put the remnant with the remnant, and you put the leaders and robots, Dark Trooper with Veers and the Piet, that team makes itself. And then the last team is Iden with whatever troopers are left over. So basically, if you had all the troopers, Iden would get the scraps that aren't remnants and don't go in Veers. So, like I said, because of the remnant, those teams kind of sort themselves out, in my opinion. We can take a look at exactly what that looks like. I've been talking way too much and paying zero attention to this GAC. Let's take a look here. We've got to clean this up somehow. I think I'm just going through top. I don't think I'm gonna even try too hard on that bottom zone. So let's take in the Jedi here. We'll throw on a good Datacron and we'll try to see if we can get this team to clean it up here. Speed up on a basic. Do we have one that's good that does the removal of buffs? 25% chance to dispel all debuffs. That's accuracy. That's garbage. We don't want that. So no, I don't have anything very good here. We'll do the one with speed up. And we'll try to see if we can come in here and get this taken care of. With one character dead, it's interesting. So with Starkiller's stuff, he needs to have a certain number of each thing on the team, right? So I killed old Ben. So when we come into this battle and there's no old Ben, does that mean that Starkiller's passive is just trash? Right? Because he doesn't meet the requirements for the team anymore once one character's dead? Seems like that would be the case, right? We'll just put it on auto and let this take care of it. Yeah, Whiskey Hoarder says whip them harder. Yeah. It's balance. It's all about balance. Everything in the world, like so many of the discussions that I'll talk about, so many life lessons, are all just different versions of learning balance. Because at the end of the day, if you work for a company, on some part, if you're not taking care of the company and making sure that it's profitable and watching your margins and watching your labor costs and all that stuff, then you don't have a business anymore. You have a charity, and then it's closed, right? People are not interested in investing their money into a business that doesn't make money. So you got to do that. At the same time, if you're a supervisor, if you're in any position of authority, if you don't look out for your people, nobody else will, right? Because if you're representing your people to your boss and you tell your boss they're a bunch of idiots, okay, that becomes the truth. If you tell your boss that you got a good crew, that becomes the truth. So sometimes, somebody will mess up and you got to make the decision whether this is the right time to stand up for them, and whether or not you can do that within the company rules. And sometimes you got to protect people a little bit and hope that gets you back a little loyalty in return. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And other times there's nothing to do but just protect the company and throw the book at them, and people hate you for it, but You got to do your job. Same thing with Saturday work. I don't want to work people Saturday in the heat, but if a customer makes enough orders that it fills up the whole production schedule for the week, it doesn't mean that the customers can wait for their orders, right? If you walk up to a vending machine, you can't push a button and have the vending machine say, okay, I'll deliver that candy bar to you next week, right? You gotta push the button and the candy bar has to come, and then that's the way it works in business, right? The customer makes an order, you got to make it, or you got to say no. And we're not in the habit of saying no to customers, so occasionally it means you got to work a Saturday. Doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I want people to have to work Saturdays. But so just try to make sure they have enough time for it. When I got to the factory, so the company's rules, the rules for the business are anytime within up to or including 5 o'clock on Wednesday, we have the right to post overtime for the weekend. So literally in the past, they would post on Wednesday if people had to work Saturday. And that's ridiculous. I mean, if you talk to me on Wednesday, I've probably already got plans for the weekend, right? By Wednesday. So we do it a week ahead now. We make sure that people always know if they're working Saturday the prior Wednesday. And that way at least they don't have to make plans and then cancel them. That's at least an improvement, right? Okay, let's get this execute off on L3. Like it's taken forever for me to get back around to this Mandalorian. It's crazy. Okay, goodbye. See you later. You ain't coming back. Now Vandar Chewbacca's going down. And if Enfys Nest turns out to be any kind of problem at all, then we can execute her too. All right, you can die, Han Solo. Oh, never mind. He can't die. I can die, though. What's up with this Enfys Nest going crazy on me? Okay, let's get Dash out of here now. Give him a kick. Ooh, nice kick. Just do a damage here. Okay, and then we'll switch over to this target. And we'll try to let Enfys Nest take another turn. Nah, never mind. We should have the execute up again. Yeah, poof. Goodbye, Nest. All right, not pretty, but we did it. Arva says hello there. Hey, Arva. How's it going, man? Yeah, let's just take Sith Eternal in here and try to get in and out of this battle alive. What do we need to do? Just link up Savage with Nihilus first, I guess. It's all kind of irrelevant. We'll just wait for the ult and then kill things. I might stick a couple guys in here just to buy time. There's nothing they can do, right? They can't kill C. They don't have healing immunity. His execute doesn't work. Oh, she has healing immunity. Okay. That changes things. Now let's bring in one more character just to waste time. Just to waste time and make more 15% max health. Okay, we'll get in there. Kill off this Traya team. Nice, your Mando just crit for 130k. Their Chewie must have been weak. Yeah, that was a mix of relics and Gear 12 characters. Whiskey Hoarder says you can't stun anyone, right? Is it just the stun? I thought that was also linked to his 35 speed and all that other crazy stuff. Doesn't that require you to have the team makeup for all of that? Or do you still get all of that even without the team makeup? I feel like there's a ton of stuff that's linked to him having the right crew. I'm going to have to go look now. But it's interesting because it means that it should be like one of the easiest teams to clean up if you get a kill. You should be good to go at that point. We'll link up Nihilus here. I don't think we'll get everybody killed before Nihilus gets at least one execute, but it's whatever. No big deal. Isolate the tank. Everybody's going all in on Savage. Which is futile. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Alright, we're about halfway to the ult and climbing. Lots of people taking turns. Let's get protection back on this Marauder just because, you know, he doesn't have healing immunity on him for a second. So, seems like a good time to top him off. Nope, healing immunity back on. Alright, now we've got the ult. And then we've got Savage and Nihilus dead. Ooh, there's the cooldown increase. So he would have the Annihilate if he gets another turn, but he shouldn't get another turn, right? What? We got cooled down. Oh no. Alright, well I guess Marauder's out. See you later, buddy. I don't think C's fast enough to lap the Nihilus a second time. Alright. There's that. Okay, and then we'll get the link up. Wow, we're cooled down again. Treya, sure, why not? I was thinking about linking Talon there, and then just be me and Treya fighting it out at the end there. Hey, look at that. Scion wants an extra life. Try to get a one-up. Not going to get it, though. I don't think. Alright. Bye. 57. What a team, this Sith Triumvirate, huh? We can go down bottom with the Radis team and try to clean up that Qui-Gon Jinn stuff. And then we've got a Radis down here as well. What do we even use against that Radis team? We could use our own Sith Triumvirate. See if that works. Alright, let's use Rogue One. And we'll just put in the 4 characters. We'll put on a Datacron. This battle has gone pretty well for us in prior encounters, so we will plan to be successful with it again this time. Got Ayla Secura. I got a Kit Fisto. That's not something you see every day. A relic Kit Fisto. Whiskey Hoarder says, yeah, I'm saying the fact that you stunned them proved... Oh, okay, I got it. So you're saying because I was able to stun them, therefore the passive was down. Very good logic. Yeah, that's good logic. So if you can stun them, then the passive is shut off. Cool. I never thought about that before, but that just means that once you get a kill on the Starkiller team, it should be pretty easy. Well, I won't say easy, but easier to clean up. All right, let's bring him back. Guess who's back? Back again. Biston's back. Tell a friend. Let's just mass assist here and try. Oh, nice. See you later, Annie. Bye, Annie. Okay, so we'll just put some damages down. Get rid of some foresights. 94% on the ult. Wouldn't mind getting that off. Getting all my banners back. So let's do that. Alright. 66 banners. We'll take it. We will take it. Alright. This Radis team has a Datacron on it. And a Relic K2SO. K2SO. Let's try the Sith. Might be enough damage on there to beat me just because my stuff, a lot of stuff is gear 12. So maybe we're just outclassed. We can isolate the K2 and get the execute onto Radis. That'll be a win. If we can't do that, then I didn't. I kind of didn't mean to put Savage in here, but I guess we're not going to use him anywhere else, right? Like, this is probably the last battle that we're actually going to do with the team. So, it should be fine. All right. See if we can get that execute off on Nihilus. Here we go. Bunch of cooldown reduction. Didn't look that impressive. We'll isolate the K2. And then we will try to kill this Cassian Andor. Get him stunned at least. Keep attacking in here. Malgus is just so pathetic at gear 12. He's a monstrosity at relic levels, but at gear 12 he's just like, tickle. Alright. Let's get this done. Get an execute there. Jin's going to bring him back. Really not that much we can do about it. And they're getting alt stacks fast. Look at this. They're at 77 already. Okay. Hopefully we'll have the... I saw 2 cooldowns there. So hopefully with 2 cooldowns in 1 turn, that will be... That will be the execute. Well, let's see if we can stun Jin. Nope. There goes the yeet. Bam. Radis down. Okay, she did bring back the Biston. So we'll go make the other sound. Pow. Alright, Biston and Pow. So we will pow him. Oh man. Look at this. Look at all the life she gets back. We're doing nothing. This Jin is like tanky. Unbelievable. Oh, there she goes. See you later. Just put it on auto and let it go from here. Should be no problem. No problems from here, guys. Get this K2 out of here. Get a bunch of banners. Got a smudge on my glasses. It's giving me kind of a bit of a glare problem. See if I can get those cleaned off here real quick. Smudgeless. Okay, we'll take some more banners. Let's go see what we got going on in ships. All right, do we have an executor? Yep, there he is. And we have... Okay, so we'll probably have to take in Malevolence here. Negotiator up top. Profundity down bottom. Let us hope that we can get this Profundity win. New 6-star Profundity. The last event got me to 6 stars, so as of next GAC, we'll have 6-star Profundity instead of just 5. That's nice. Okay, in we go. Actually, I thought about kind of leaving it at 5 stars, because I think once I speed up my capital ship, the timing right now, I most of the time have my alt available before the second reinforcement. If the capital ship is faster, I might mess up that timing. Come on, more assists, more. Oh man, this is not good. Xanadu Blood's still alive, bringing in the damage, killing my tank, killing my. Oh boy. Yeah, they've already got the bounty hunter contract done that fast. Man, when Xanadu Blood lives, it's just so bad for this fleet. All right, clear that. Breaches that we can't remove. At least not at the moment. The breach on this tank is really inconvenient. So if we get in a position like this where we have breach on a ship and also breach on our tank. Okay, we got it cleared now. All right, let's get past this Houndstooth. Get back to the back. Get some hits in on the... All right, we'll do this. This should get a kill. All right, good. Just gotta get enough, keep enough ships off the field that we can stall him on his ult, right? Because if he gets to his ult, it's all over. All right, there. That's good. We got him popped through the first sequence. IG 2000 on the field. That debuff will clear. Yeah, see, only 91%. That is not great. So we don't have the locked. So when they get to a certain point in their number of debuffs that they have to apply, we'll get breach and target lock locked. There it goes. Okay. So because we didn't have that before, I'm pretty confident. Nope. He did get to the ult. That's it. We lose. I was going to say I don't think he's going to get to the ult before I get another turn, but then immediately, as soon as I thought that, he got the contract, or got the locked buffs, got the ult. And that's it. How are we going to get this Houndstooth dead? So if we can get the if we can sink the protection the anti-protection buff on him from the tank, we got a chance. But since it's the only ship on the field, as soon as anything calls anything to assist, it will be Houndstooth, and then he loses the debuff. So I don't think. Man, we're not even cleansing the protection stacks right now. That's weird. Why is it not cleansing the protection stacks? All right. That's not going to work. Is there anything we can do here? I don't think there is. Houndstooth just lives. If there's some way to do enough area effect. Ugh. Profundity to call Outrider. Why bring a second reinforcement that slows down the ult? I've done the Outrider assist and I've done the Millennium Falcon assist, and for me, the fleet always performs better when I call the Millennium Falcon to assist. Like calling the Outrider assist does not get me to my ult faster. The Millennium Falcon assists always get me to my ult faster. And why would calling in the second reinforcement matter? Why bring in a second reinforcement that slows down the ult? How does a second reinforcement slow down the ult? I don't understand that logic. If it's your capital ship's turn and you don't have the ult, what other skill are you going to do? Because both your specials are down at that point. And calling an assist doesn't matter because regardless of what your capital ship does, you're going to have the ult the next time the capital ship goes. Yeah, the profundity, again, maybe it's like a 5-star profundity thing where at 7 stars it works better to call the Outrider. But I'm telling you, my performance has always been better with calling the Millennium Falcon. Or if there's a reason to call the Outrider that I don't understand, help me understand it. Because the amount of assists that you get is less. The Outrider doesn't do so much more damage that, like, calling that is what gets you the kill. I find that usually cleansing off the Millennium Falcon, getting the debuff removal, that sequence of things is better than calling the Outrider. Beefiest houndstooth ever, says JQ. Alright, well, let's get in here and see if we can get this done. We'll put this over on the Hyena Bomber, get a lightning bolt. We'll target Darth Vader, do the carpet bombing, get buzz droids, get a dodge on the Imperial TIE Fighter. That's inconvenient. Yeah, we have to use a stun on this guy. And then we'll have to refresh the buzz droids on him. We'll just take a basic and try to get this tank killed. And we will take the mass assist here and just take him down. If I don't have to deal with being on fire, I'm happy with that. Okay, target Vader. Got him. Okay, man, that was a hard hit from the TIE. Yikes. I'll get another Vulture droid. I can't bring in another reinforcement now, so that's the debate. You know, take a look at that, and sometimes it's better to get your other reinforcement, but in this case, we'll take it. Okay. Let's see. Plo. Yeah, I think actually Plo. Clear off the stuff so that Spy can get back into stealth at the next opportunity. Okay, now we just got this TIE Fighter pilot that we've got to let dodge a million times. Oh, another reinforcement. Defender. Yikes. Splat. Defender says, see you later. Okay, that's down. See if we get... Oh, one shot. Spy says goodbye. Maximum says I've had profundity for 2 months, so I'm asking more than stating. Yeah. So, how to explain it? So, right, if I didn't explain it well already, if you call the Outrider, it's more damage, because the Outrider's basic ability will do more damage. But the Profundity, when it calls to assist, also dispels all debuffs from the target. So a lot of times when you're using this, what you really want to do against the Executor fleet, you want to be able to remove the taunt off of Hound's Tooth, and you need to have all the breaches gone off of all of your ships in order to remove that taunt. So a lot of times the Outrider, Han's Millennium Falcon, I mean, whoever has a breach on it that I can't get rid of, I'm pretty much going to use this on them to get rid of the breach so that I can remove the taunt from Hound's Tooth and kill all the ships behind it. So that's why oftentimes the Millennium Falcon feels like the right target to me, because if I do have all my breaches handled and there's none on, then when I call the Millennium Falcon with that skill, it's going to remove the taunt from Hound's Tooth. Where's my Millennium Falcon? I keep driving by it. So the basic on the Millennium Falcon, remember, dispels all buffs on the target enemy. So those are the mechanics, and that's, again, that's why it feels like Millennium Falcon is usually the right target, because it's either getting rid of the breach that I need to get rid of, or calling to assist to get rid of the taunt, or both. If you let ships build up, so let's say you said, okay, you know, to heck with it. I don't care about the breaches. I don't care about removing taunt from Hound's Tooth. I'm just racing to the alt, and once I get the alt, I'm fine. The problem with having a low star Profundity is that if you don't keep these other ships off the field, you'll never beat them to the alt. They will always get the alt before you, even if you killed Xanadu Blood right away. So you got to manage the taunts. You got to get to the ships behind it, and you got to make sure that you get to your alt before he gets to his. I'll swear that they were just like one attack away from that alt. And if, like, man, if anything, one dodge anywhere in there probably would have been enough to avoid that. Because they didn't even have the lock debuffs until the turn before, and then the capital ship got to go and got the alt. Frustrating. Okay, Anakin's pinned, because that always happens against this fleet. Okay, Anakin, death number 1. All right, let's wait. We'll go ahead and do this. And we'll just do a basic here. And then we'll do a missiles. I should have targeted the shuttle for that missile. Okay. Already got his first reinforcement in. We'll bring our first reinforcement in. Bring in Ahsoka just for big damages. Okay. We'll do the area effect. Oh, man. Anakin pops his head out for a second and just gets blasted. Taunt is gone again. Okay, now we'll take the mass assist here, get rid of this tank. And then we got to get rid of this silencer. And then the shuttle has days on it, so we're going to try to get rid of that. And we are going to give this to 5s. Missile on 5s. Oh, come on, man. Bam. Big hit here. Nice. We're not even going to do the alt. And we'll take Anakin, get another turn over here. Alright, alright, alright. So now, is there anything that we can do to try to clean this up? If we take in this finalizer fleet, he's only ever going to have those 2 ships. Right? It is not going to be possible for him to have more ships. Tide Dorito is one of my best ships. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. These characters are so low level. This is going to be over fast. We don't even have a relic character in any of these ships. Brutal. Yeah, this is over. You know, if they hit the silencer 40,000 times and ramp my damage, I can one-shot the Hound's Tooth. But that would take them hitting it, like, for an hour. I don't know. Let's just go with it. See what happens. Yeah, we'll missile this guy. Just for fun. The echelon is going down fast. Alright, here we go. We're going to steal it from the echelon because that should be enough to give me a turn here pretty quickly. Echelon's dying. Bring in the Dorito. Pass it over. Do what we can. Pass it over. Hey, look at that. We almost had him, guys. Okay, all right. Some more tickles going on here. Let's steal from here. Give him another turn. Just keep pounding away at him. I gotta tell you guys, I have a huge headache tonight. Huge headache. Came on since I started streaming. The whole time I've been streaming here, it's been getting worse and worse. Hope I'm not getting sick. Don't have time to be sick. All right. Just keep passing turns over here. 48,000 damage. 2 minutes left to ramp. Okay, keep hitting me. Well, don't kill me, obviously. Hit me, but don't kill me. Every time the TIE silencer takes damage, increases its offense by 15%. So that's the gimmick here. If somehow we can get the damage to increase by 6,000%, you know, we got something. Call and assist. The basic on this finalizer is really pretty good. We'll take it off the shuttle itself. Hey, we popped him through his initial, his first life. Okay, counterattack there. We're just going to take an assist here. Try to get some life back. If we can get the taunt off of him and get back to that Razor Crest, we got a chance of taking out the Razor Crest. Chance. Small chance. Call basic again here. Sure. What we need is some damage over times. Oh, the shuttle's down. That's not good. Okay, silencer is the only thing left. Not a great situation to be in. Oh, they should have enough damage to kill me. Alright, let's get back here. That's a pretty good chunk. Okay, we're in the red. We're dead. Ah, dang it. Dang it. It's close to killing that Razor Crest if we could have got that killed. And just duked it out with the... I suppose they would have got to the ult sooner or later, right? Killed our capital ship. It looks like that's going to be it for that GAC. Sad performance. Can't clear the bottom. Failed on the Executor. So basically we can win as long as the opponent decides that they're not even going to click any buttons. Otherwise, probably will lose. The Outrider hits multiple times, so has more chances to call an assist on a crit from the Profundity's crew available. So that would be a reason to call Outrider over Millennium Falcon. I've done my Executor kills with Chimera because I lack Profundity. I think I'll keep doing it until I get 7 stars. Echelon. Yeah, so... yeah. My own GAC was a bit of a rout, but 2-1. 2-1 for this set, so no complaints. Yeah, Loquitur will be probably 2-1 as well. So we got two green check marks already, so this will probably put us at 2-1. I think that'll put us at 4 wins, 5 losses overall for this round of 5v5. 4-5 or 5-4, one or the other. All right, let's take a look at Obtesio count. We're fighting against Troop Junior, 6.7 million galactic power, 3 in ships, 3.8 in characters. 16,000 galactic war battles won, so that's almost 4 years playing. So basically, wow. Been playing since before I started my main account. Interesting. Alright, so Executor 7 stars, Malevolence, Negotiator, Finalizers in the house. So plenty of fleet. We don't have really an advantage there. Kenobi, SLKR, bunch of stuff. Mace Windu. I didn't see Skywalker in here. How does he not have Skywalker? Both Revens. I didn't see Malik. Oh, there he is. Relic 4. And then General Skywalker. General GAC. Oh yeah, he's there. There he is, Relic 7. Okay. I stand corrected. I didn't see him in there, but there he is. Okay, so what to do? What to do? Guys, I think I'm going to play fast and be done and go see if I can take something for this headache. Whew. Qui-Gon Jinn here. At least it's all Galactic Republic, so that's good. And then we got that Kenobi that we really don't have anything to deal with at this point. We do have JML, but I don't think our JML can deal with that yet. We don't have a very good JML team. I'll throw JML in there just to see what happens. Why not, right? Might as well. Can't dance, too wet to plow. Okay, let's look for some decent stats here. Just put a Datacron on him for some stats. And then don't kill Luke last, right? Isn't that what we figured out in the past? We don't want Luke and C-3PO to be the last men standing. So we will kill Chewbacca first because that's just logical. It's the thing that must be done. Okay. Keep going in there on Chewbacca. How does this taste? I don't know. Seems a bit chewy to me. Okay, then we'll take out 3PO and Chewie. And then we will take out CLS while Han's still alive. Something about the combination of C-3PO with only Luke, there was way too much recovery. He just kept recovering everything. And at least with another character there, C-3PO will sometimes target Han or whatever, and it's enough. Okay, good banners there. All right. Night Sisters, I think solo Vader here, just drop in a Vader. He does have a Gear 12 Visage, but I don't feel like that's too much of a threat. Merciless, Force Crush, Daka, here, Visage, Zombie. 69 banners, we'll take it. Okay, and then that team, we got stuff that can deal with that team. That team's not a problem. All right, so for Kenobi, like how do I even kill anything against these guys? The team that I have is not all that great. We can put a Datacron on them for health and protection. I think we've got a light side one here. Okay. So what are we going to do here? Kenobi's going to be permanently taunting. If we do any assists, Padme's going to be healing. We don't have an auto kill. We don't have an ult on Luke. I don't know, guys. I don't even know. I don't know what we can do here. If we attack into Kenobi, I mean, he's just going to stand there the whole combat, and we're going to get nothing done. If we target Cat, mark her with Jedi Knight Revan, try not to do too many assists. If we get Cat killed, maybe that's something, but they're going to get the auto execute off. She'll have to do it on Skywalker, so that'll at least be useless. It won't kill somebody. It'll just hurt Luke. I don't know. We'll take it. We'll throw it in there. Okay. So let's throw out some stuff. Get some foresights up. And let's try to get back here on Ahsoka. We'll do this on Yoda. We'll do this on Yoda. Hey, we're doing some damage here. We'll just keep calling Yoda. We can't get any turn meter though, right? So, all right, let's do this. Let's do a basic here. Okay, just call Hermit Yoda again. No. Let's see. Just do a basic, I guess. Got to get the mark back on Cat if we expect to do anything here. It's not really helping. Who has full turn meter that I can trade with? Nobody. Nobody. They're all like not full turn meter. I was looking to get another turn so that I could do the mark again. Okay. Come on, Revan. Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. How are we gonna deal with this? Okay. Okay, we're getting some damage done on okay, immediately healing immune and are immediately healed and immune to damage. Target here. JML first special is good to keep JMK under control in general. Jedi Knight Luke special, it stuns everybody. I did the Jedi Knight Luke special. I'm confused. I thought I could kill the cat. I thought we had the cat dead. Seemed like we were getting somewhere with it. JML first special is good to keep Kenobi under control in general. Okay. Oh, dying now. Getting some hits in on Kenobi at least. So you're saying target JMK with this? Let's just see what the AI does. Nothing good. Kenobi's all healed up again. Okay. Healing immunity again. Yeah, I don't know how to get through this with the team that I've got. I mean, this is like it's all I've got. I don't have other things. So, on the PCO account, we've just got a very limited amount of Jedi. And the ones that we got on this team are all we have. But it looks like I could have killed GK. Right? We might have been able to kill GK. This team can get through JMK? Alright, well, I guess I have to figure that out. Okay, let's take a look at some Rogue One stuff here. See if we can kill Qui-Gon Jinn team with it. Give ourselves some extra health and protection because Anakin's going to be angry when I kill Qui-Gon. Alright. We'll try to get some damage on him right away. We'll do area effect to just remove a bunch of the foresights. We'll do an area effect to... Ooh! Ow! We got him. We killed Qui-Gon in like one shot. 2 shots, but still it went faster than expected. See if we can get Mace Windu under control. We don't get to stun him. Get over here, try to put some damage on Anakin. I'm going to hit Mace with this so that I can try to get a stun on Anakin. That's good. Okay, do an area effect here. Foresight removal. More area effect. Just trying to kill some Jedi. Basically, we want their protection gone so that when we get to our ult, or our hope, or whatever you want to call it, they should be damaged enough to kill them. 2 out of 4. And now we got the Barris we got to deal with. This is embarrassing. She's got healing immunity on, so not much she can do. Arva says you got holidays, but hit me up when you want to do some JML crash course. Sounds like a good collaboration idea. Teach Loquitur how to play JML. Let's see. So we've got CLS, we've got 501st. Let's do CLS here. We don't need it, but it's what we've got. So we're just going to use it, slap on a Datacron, get these 2 battles done, clear everything but that JMK. Kill Phasma first, then we'll kill this TIE pilot, stun the Executioner, or just outright kill him, I guess. Alright, let's get over here on Kylo for a second. And then we'll do big damage. And be done with it. Pew, 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 65. Storm Pooper says if we did a collab, he would learn also. Yeah. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do that. Let's see. We've got a Finalizer and a Malevolence. So let's see. Against these guys, let's do the Negotiator. And we will put Plo in with the Negotiations. We'll kick this character out, Clone Sergeant, and in we go. So here we just gotta, basically I want to kill the tank before I get a second round of Buzz Droids. We'll probably bring in Plo to clear off the first round of Buzz Droids. And if we do that, we're usually okay. Sunfac and Hyena Bomber, huh? There's those Buzz Droids we were talking about. We'll do an area effect. And we will do a mass assist here. Get some damage down on them. And try to kill the tank before the second round of Buzz Droids. That's the goal. Alright, we get our first reinforcement here. We'll bring in Plo. We'll clean up these Buzzies. And then we will just give turn meter. Area effect. And we do have a buff immunity on Sunfac. Not that it's that big of a deal. Oh, he's got his own Plo. We're going to clear the Buzz Droids with our Plo. Keep them clean, boys. We're going to do the ult. See if we can get that spy out of here. The next area effect on Anakin should be enough to get the spy dead no matter whether he's in stealth or not. He's got some bombs on him. I don't think the bombs are going to be enough to kill him, unfortunately. We'll do this skill. Ridiculous. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Just that spy left. no spy left. Arva says you don't need Jedi Knight Revan 100%, but that depends on the relic levels, mods, and datacrons, and what else you have available. Alright, let's take the Malevolence in here against the Finalizer fleet, and we will see if we can malevolate. Sounds like a good word, right? Malevolate. Malevolencia. Alright, here we go. And regardless how this comes out, guys, I'm gonna do this battle and I'm gonna bail because, like, I really, struggling tonight. Okay, let's give this to the shuttle. And, oh, we didn't get it. I was gonna say because if we get the buff immunity, that's helpful, but we didn't get the buff immunity. I think on my old account I used JML, Shock, Grandmaster Yoda, Jolie, and Jedi Knight Anakin to kill JMK. I have like 2 of those characters. And Shock T's in charge of the 501st, so that's inconvenient. Alright, let's bring in the spy, see who else gets lit up. If it's the silencer, we'll take the kill. Okay, come on. Silencer, die. And then we'll do the big mass assist with, yeah, we take the second. Oh, no, never mind. That's the fire. For a second there, we took off on that big AoE run. I thought it was buzz droids again. Not buzz droids in this fleet. Okay. Mass assist should be it. Alright. We're good. That relies on brute force of JML lead with a protection datacron. Well, I have a Relic 8 JML. I've got those Jedi that you saw there. Anakin is going to be with somebody else, with Qui-Gon Jinn or something. So I typically don't use, or wouldn't think to use him with that team. So that's the Jedi I have relicked. Luke, Revan, Hermit Yoda, and Kenobi are the only ones that aren't like claimed by another team, because Shaak Ti's in with the 501st. Kenobi is, I guess Kenobi technically doesn't have a home, but Anakin and Shaak Ti are spoken for. So if we can do something with Luke, Revan, Hermit Yoda, and Old Ben, that would be ideal. Or if I need to put in Kenobi instead of Old Ben, whatever makes sense. With Jedi Knight Revan and Jedi Knight Luke, it plays differently but more consistent. Okay, well, we'll talk about it offline, Arva. I really have to get going tonight, guys. I'm gonna get out of here and go take some Tylenol and see if I can get this headache to calm down. Could be I haven't eaten anything all day. I've been running around like a chicken with my head off all day, and maybe just need to get some food. So that'll be it for me for tonight. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Appreciate all you guys. Please hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this in the future. Notification bell down there for when I'm online. And, of course, the link to the Discord is in the description down below. Click that. Come on over. Join us. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for hanging out. And I'll see you in the next Holocron.